Hey, welcome. Welcome to math. Doing page 18 today, subtracting fractions with like denominators. So if you have, this is the first problem here, 7/5 minus 3/5. And I thought I would draw this one out because this is called an improper fraction, and we haven't talked too much about this. But when the number up top is bigger than this number, it's kind of weird looking, like what? It's improper. What that means is that you've got the whole, you have one whole here, and you have some more stuff too. So you've got, notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/5. That means you have the whole thing. And then you've got 2 over here too. So you've actually got 7/5. So that's what that means. 7/5 looks like that. It's like you got the whole thing. And you've got some extra stuff too. It's like it's overflowing. You've got so much stuff. And then you minus 3/5. That's the problem. So just like adding fractions that have the same denominator, the size of the pieces stay the same, right? We still are talking about these pieces that are fifths. They look kind of like, this might be like cubes in an ice cube tray. The size of the pieces are going to stay the same. But we used to have 7, and now we're taking away 3. So like if these are ice cubes, you just take 3 out for your Pepsi or whatever you're drinking. So you take 1 away, you take another 1 away, you take another 1 away. How many do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 now. So you can draw it like that. You can also just look at it and say, oh yeah, 7 minus 3 is 4. Size of the pieces stay the same. Size of pieces stay the same. So that's why you're not changing that number. But the number you have has changed. I used to have 7. I took 3 away, now I've got 4. So just remember, the size of the pieces stay the same. It's still fifths, but the number you have has changed. So like the next one makes more sense, which is 7/9 minus 3/9. So size of pieces stays the same. Number of pieces has changed. 7 minus 3 is 4. That's what you do. Just solve each one. For today, you don't need to simplify any answers. If you see one that you think you can easily simplify, go for it. But just solve each one. Remember, size of the pieces stays the same. Number changes. So that's all you're doing. So I think you could actually, it's 16 problems, but I think you can do this pretty quickly because you say, oh yeah, we're still talking about ninths. Well, what's 17 minus 8? It's 9. Oh, 9/9. So 9/9 is going to be the whole thing. You have the whole guy, 9/9. I'm just going to talk about that one since I just talked about it first. 1 second. 17/9, that's number 15, minus 8/9. So you still are, the size of pieces stay the same, right? You still have 9ths. But you have less now. You used to have 17, now you have 8. What's 17 minus 8? It's 9. If you have 9/9 of something, do you know what that would be if you simplified it? I'm not saying you remember I said you don't have to simplify these, but if you wanted to, what is 9/9 also called? What's the AKA? Let's turn this into ninths. Okay, so I put into thirds. I put each third into ninths, into 3 pieces. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you have 9 pieces and you have 9 of them filled in, you've got the whole thing, right? It's been cut into 9 pieces, but you have all of it. So 9/9 is also just called a whole or 1. Because you have, it's the same thing as this. If it wasn't cut into all 9 pieces, it's just the same thing. You got all of it, it's the whole thing. So just keep that in mind too. That's just kind of like a little extra bonus lesson there. But anytime you have all of it, it's cut in 9, you have all 9 pieces, it's just 1, it's 1 whole. So 1 can look like 2 halves, it can look like 3 thirds, it can look like 4 fourths, Can look like 5/5, all the way up to anything, 100 hundredths. It just means that, I'll say 10 tenths, it just means that you cut it into pieces, but you have all of them. So the whole is also known as all these other numbers. Anytime this number up top is the same as the bottom, you got the whole thing. 9/9, you got the whole thing. So page 18, that's your homework today. You can do it.